Happy Saturday! It is about 1:15 in the afternoon here in California, and I am going to do something because I have this branding photo shoot that I am dying for somebody to experience in Milan, Italy. So, first of all, if you have been following me for some time, you know that I have done a ton of luxury international branding photo shoots. I can't even remember when was my last one. My first one. Wait. I think my first one was in Miami, Florida. I rented a suite. And I'm sharing this with you because for those of you who have done this before, you can go down memory lane of your own. And if you have not had this experience before, I want you to see yourself in this because it's so transformative on so many levels and really helpful if you're coming out, as I've been saying, for those of us who are masters, and even if you're not a master, but obviously I'm talking to masters, with you coming out of the closet, so to speak, onto the world stage with your voice, with the message that you're here to deliver. And so the one that really thrills me that I'm going to share with you here though today is the one that I had in the south of France in Saint-Tropez. And this was in 2015, the summer of 2015. Welcome in, Monique. And so if you are in a place right now, you're a master, you know that it's time for you to start to come onto camera like this. You know that it's time for you to start speaking on stages. I'm going to share here this Saint-Tropez experience I had and how it amplified my income, how it amplified the way I showed up on camera, the way it amplified my self-respect, just the many layers of how it really deeply impacted me for me to make even more money because I was already on the rise. But for those of you who have already achieved great success, you know, there's success and then there's keeping success and then there's amplified success. And so I'm going to go into that because for those of you who are on the edge, I want this to tip you over the edge. That's what I want this to do. And I want you to say yes. Ultimately, that's what I want for you to say yes to this luxury branding photo shoot that my photographer opened up. I asked him because I'm having my own, and I asked him if I were to offer this to a colleague or a client or a friend, right, or somebody who's in my world, could you open up your calendar for somebody else to have this? Do you have time? Because he is booked, because he does videography, he does photography. And he says, yes, I can open up for one person who comes specifically through you. So there's that. And I'm also looking to work with more than one person, but specifically one person who wants to work with me over a year. Not even just wants to, but who is ready, right? There's one thing to want. There's another thing to be ready to work together over a year. Because, and I'm going to get to Saint-Tropez in just a moment. I want to say this first. You have been watching me, or you just came into my world recently and you just know. Knowing works like that. You don't need for me to, nurture for 6 months. You just know because there's certain people who I'm just meant to work with as you are. And so if that's you, perhaps now is the time for you to move forward and say yes. And so I'm going to present you with an opportunity today, right now, for you to say yes. So that's the other thing. There's an opportunity for you to have both of these. So let me get into it, starting with this luxury branding photo shoot. So for a while, and I'm not going to get into the details of the Saint-Tropez story, because if you've been following me, I've spoken about how, by the way, for those of you who are here just coming into my world, because we're doing some Facebook advertising now, and just a lot of new people are coming into my world, I'm Master Naima. I built a 7-figure online coaching business in under 4 years. I did that. I've been in the transformation space since 2011, but I really stepped into it in 2014. And so I'm a OG in the field. And 2 years ago, I retreated. So I was still out there doing some marketing, but I was really withdrawn. I wasn't big and loud and out there the way I had been in the years previous, because the door of master presented itself to me. And at the time, I was unwilling to walk through it. The power, the responsibility, the high regard, the tall order of walking, living as a master, I was unwilling to do at the time. And there was nobody in my world. So to really be with me in the way I can now be with masters who are now at the door of master, required to walk through to really come out and serve and fulfill on their spiritual assignment. So for years, I had told myself I couldn't afford a trip to Saint Tropez. And doing a lot of the transformational work that I was serving my clients with at the time, helping them step into power with money, I transformed my relationship with money and then just went on to make a ton of it. And traveling to Saint Tropez was one of the dreams that I fulfilled that for years I told myself I could not afford. So when I went to experience this dream trip in Saint Tropez, I decided I was going to have myself a luxury branding photo shoot. And I hired a guy. This guy is like a magazine photographer, not just some guy who loves to take photos. I mean, this was a very expensive photo shoot. And I had 3 different looks. So I got my wardrobe together so I could have, diversity in my finished product. And he was from the south of France. So he and I together went around the entire village, the main village near the water, and I took an innumerable number of gorgeous photos. But here's what matters for you and why I even was excited to, ask my photographer, would he open up space for someone, why I'm here today on this Saturday afternoon to bring this to you now, is because when I first booked this guy, it was from a place of I'm excited and just like, excitement. But as we started to, shoot me right there on the edge of the ocean, and then we shot inside of a gorgeous restaurant, and then we shot like near this famous church that sits in the middle of Saint Tropez, and I was really, in my poses, in this gorgeous place, the south of France, recognizing that these are photos that I'm displaying to the world. I'm showing the world who I am on purpose. Like there's an aura that I'm looking to project. There's a person that I'm looking to project to the world as a business owner, as a leader, as someone to take seriously. And I am communicating that through visual appeal. That's what I'm doing in these photos. And before I did that, I hadn't even realized it. And I had photo shoots before then. But in this coming out in a whole new way, at the time, right? This was 2015 for me. So this coming out in a whole new way, which is what I want for you, which is what I know you want for yourself. This elevated self that I was looking to bring to the world, this higher consciousness self that I was looking to bring to the world, this branding photo shoot, which was a luxury branding photo shoot in this divine, gorgeous destination, which is what Milan, Italy is. It lifted me. Being in the environment alone lifted me. And then when the finished product came and I saw it, it was just like, wow. And when I tell you that when I started, the experience I had, the elevated experience I had doing that, and then sharing them online with my marketing copy, right? The same way you are. You're writing marketing copy. You're promoting this. You're selling that. You have this idea, this thing, these things that you're talking about online. When you have this elevated experience that affects you from the inside out, so then it starts to influence your writing. So then you have these elevated images with your elevated voice. This bleeds out in all of your marketing and your communication online. So then elevated people start to come into your field. And I'm telling you, from 2015 to 2016, I easily did multiple 6 figures. And then by 2017 had crossed the 7-figure mark. And so the reason why I'm edifying and taking this time here right now to really go into the value of a luxury branding photo shoot, I'm talking more so to those of you who have never had this experience, because if you've had it, you already know what I'm talking about. So imagine yourself booking a flight to come to Milan, Italy. Okay, this is northern Italy with the largest Gothic cathedral in the world. Okay, and the reason why I'm bringing up the Duomo, which is the cathedral, is because it is the center point of the city. It's over 600 years old. It is, majestic and gorgeous and grand, the same way that a master will be emerging on the world stage as he or she is coming into an elevated state, so that from that position, you serve your right people, right? And so I want you to see yourself, March 9th, that's just 16 days away. 16 days from now, you could be laying out in your own images at a cafe in front of the Duomo. You can even go to Google right now and search Duomo, Milan, Italy, and see it for yourself. I had my own photo shoot in front of the Duomo at the end of 2015. Remember, I already told you I had a photo shoot in Saint-Tropez, the south of France, in the summer of 2015. Then I had one that winter, because it's such an elevated experience. And to really, the reason why this, I'm feeling it so much now. And so making sure I'm stay present and not get, how I can get some time. But the you who you are now versus the deeper you, the wiser you, the you that is required, the power that is required for you to really come out, right? On camera, on physical stages, in conversations with collaborators, right? In conversations with prospective clients, in conversation with, maybe you're looking to publish a book and you're on the phone with a book publisher, or all the people who you will be required to talk with. Maybe you're hiring someone, so you're having video interviews with your next assistant or your next marketing person, or, right? Maybe you're going to hire a Facebook ads agency, and it's required that you really show up in a way and communicate in a way where they know that you are a master. And so they know to even in that conversation, they themselves elevate because you're in an elevated state. I want you to recognize how a photo shoot can hit these buttons for you. And it's not just the photo shoot itself, it's the preparing for the photo shoot, right? Because you got to get your looks together. So when you're getting your looks together, it's forcing you to really look at, who will I be? How will I present? It's such an intimate experience. Then you have the photo shoot itself, and you get to really, it's like I've talked about be her now, right? A photo shoot is an opportunity for you to be her now. It's an opportunity for you to say, this is who I am. Look, this is who I am. Look, this is who I am. And to really start to sit in the unapologetic state, really start to sit in the truth of who you are and allow and you're in Milan, Italy doing this. And so there's a speed that's available for you right here, right now, in saying yes to this. Because you could be like, well, that's 16 days away. That's too soon. I got to do this. I got to do that. Or you could say, how do I make this happen? You could say, I'm going to move that, because I know that by having this photo shoot, this will elevate my reality. This will elevate who I am, and everything that's on my calendar right now, I will show up to that more elevated if I postpone it and do this this photo shoot first. I want you to really get that, because first of all, here's what you can do. This is what's available to you. You can buy, just like by itself, you can buy this branding photo shoot with my photographer. Okay. It's $5,000. I will consult you on how to show up powerfully on camera, how to choose your looks. I will guide you through that. So you're not alone, right? You have a good time. I will give you a list of beautiful places to shoot in Milan. That will include your travel within Milan during your photo shoot, so that, let's say you're shooting at a Duomo and you're shooting at another place that's 10 minutes away. You don't have to worry about Uber and getting there. We will have a car for you to take you to all these different places. So you can buy that. Or you can have that included in a private coaching package, you and I working together. So here's the deal. If you enroll with me before 5 p.m. tomorrow, so there'd have to be a process. I'm not just allowing people to become a client. It's a process. You would complete an application. We would have a conversation. Thank you for the hearts. So obviously you would need to get an action now so you could have your payment submitted by 5 p.m. tomorrow. But if you and I end up working together privately, I will include that photo shoot for free. Okay, so I'm going to reiterate this so it's clear. You can just buy the luxury branding photo shoot and don't work with me privately. And even if you just buy it, I will still consult you on how to show up powerfully in your luxury branding photo shoots. I will consult you over the phone how to do it. I will give you the list of different beautiful places that I know of where you can shoot within Milan, Italy. Your travel to these different locations for you to shoot, that will be included in your $5,000 investment. And I will also help you with your looks, right? Because you want to really show the diversity of you and your different looks. You can do 2 looks. You can do 4 looks, okay? The photographer is available for as many looks as you like, but energetically, like it's really hard to do more than 4 looks unless you really are like, right? And that becomes just on an energy level, it can be really draining, and you don't want to be drained trying to have a photo shoot. So I don't recommend doing more than 4 looks. So minimum 2, maximum 4. Okay, so you can play with that, 2, 3, 4, but I say at minimum 3. So if you want to buy just that, I'm telling you, this I want you to really get. If you've never done a luxury branding photo shoot before, okay? I'm emphasizing this so you can really see yourself there. I've done photo shoots in Paris. I've done them in the south of France. I've done them in San Francisco. I've done them in Miami. And I keep doing them because it's a freshness. You change all the time. Who you were a year ago versus who you were 6 months ago versus who you are now, right? And so by you doing this, whether it's for the first time or it's the 7th time, it's fresh. It's an elevated experience. It's an opportunity for you to broadcast. Yeah, I said broadcast. Broadcast yourself to the world as a master. To come out, not in just, another Facebook Live, not just another, I want to say hello. I have several people who are here right now. Like, I'm a person. I see you. You can say hi to me. Okay? So I want to edify that you can do this and that this is a superior, significant thing that you are, by investing in such a thing, you are saying that I have something to say. I have visual communication that I'm looking to express to the world. I am important. My message is important. And it's important enough for me to invest in and bring this to the people who will look at it and be like, who will look at you differently because you've invested in a luxury branding photo shoot in Milan, Italy. It says so many things. So you get a chance for it to hit it on all those different levels, like pre-shoot, during shoot, post-shoot. It's very feeling, and it's just, I can't say enough. All right, so you could do it like that, where you just buy it. Now, and so let me also say this. If you just want to buy it, what do I want to do? I'm looking for, here's what I'll do. So the investment is $5,000 for just the luxury branding photo shoot, plus the consulting. Like, we won't be working together privately over an extended period of time. So it includes the shoot, all the photos, fully polished, finished, blah, blah. The consulting from me, the transportation, right, to all your locations where you're going to shoot, everything I mentioned. If you invest in that today, before 6 p.m. Pacific, today, before 6 p.m. Pacific, I will let you have it for $4,000. Okay? So that's $1,000 savings, right? So you can take that $1,000 and apply it to your flight or whatever else, okay? If you invest after 6 p.m. today, it's $5,000. Okay, so that's that. Now, let me move on. If you invest in you and I working together privately, okay? Now, keep in mind, to work with me privately is an extraordinarily large, tall order, okay? I have to be convinced that you're committed to the long game. I have to be convinced that you're willing to go deep and do what's hard. And I have to be convinced that you're willing to be unrecognizable to yourself a year from now and really come out into the world as a master. So we're talking about your money, right? Because let's say you're already successful financially, okay? You doing this work with me and going deep and perhaps doing work that you've never even done before is going to so exponentially influence your success where you will feel even better and more fulfilled about making the money that you're going to make. Additionally, you will, working with me privately, you will, and I'm going to go into this some more on Monday, and I'm going to even reserve some of what I want to say now for Monday because I want a larger audience to hear it. That untouchable terror that you perhaps currently walk around with, or maybe you touch it every now and then and you don't know what to do with it. And I did a post about this morning where I talked about it being beyond the fear of being burned at the stake, beyond inherited trauma, beyond inherited DNA and oppression, where who you are at a core level, the way you were naturally born. I'm not even talking about the corruption of your own psyche and lived experiences. I'm talking about the way you think, period, and the way you've always thought. Having that be embodied fully so that you become a walking, talking, fearless center of gravity. So that when you show up, whether it's in a conversation with your local barista who's making your latte, whether it's with your mom, whether it's with a prospective client, whether it's with somebody you're collaborating with, everybody knows that you're in full power. And so by working with me over this year, you stop this in and out thing. This I'm playing it, but I know, like conversations that I'm having with women where there's like this, I'm working on it, but I know I'm still got a lot of work to do around my self-doubt and No. Self-doubt and fear is like a treadmill with no stop button. It's never ending. We don't work around fear and self-doubt. We work around you embodying the dangerous being that you are so that you become fearless. So fear becomes irrelevant, literally. It has no gravity anymore. See, right now in this game that so many people are playing in the transformation and the personal development space, there's this like overcome my fear conversation. My self-doubt. There's this my healing. And look, there's a place for healing. I'm not saying don't heal. I'm not saying like fuck fear as if it doesn't exist. What I'm saying is when you do the work that we do, which is mastery of emotions, mastery of energetics, before we even get to emotions, mastery of energetics, mastery of emotions and mastery of mind, fear becomes your bitch. It's like, it's so meaningless. And that's exactly what you're going to need if you're going to show up with the message that only you have, which is why I'm like minimum 6 months, up to a year. So if you sign up and we decide together that's a good working relationship, I will include the luxury branding photo shoot. And so this is how this would work. You would need to contact me immediately, whether you're hearing me now, whether you're watching this as a replay, and DM me here on Facebook saying, Naima, I saw the video, now is my time, or, I've been, whatever the thing is. And I will send you an application for you to complete. Okay. Now, look, remember, we're looking to complete and have all this done by 5 p.m. latest. But at the latest, it's possible this could be done sooner than 5 p.m. tomorrow, but at the latest, 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. And that's by doing this, I will include the luxury branding photo shoot. Okay. So by you enrolling on or before 5 p.m. tomorrow, I'm including the luxury branding photo shoot, okay? So I have some people here. Do you guys have any questions about? You guys are mighty quiet. I tell people, I don't know who's here, but I'm imagining if you're watching me, you want what I have, like who I be, you want that, like you're drinking right now as you're watching me. So I imagine there's something in you that is hungry for your own presence, hungry to be able to be how I be in your own way. And so there was a point I wanted to make about that. Oh, be with me how you want people to be with you. And that's an energetic play. So I tell people and I'm guilty of this. Like I would go watch people's Facebook Live, people who I love and respect and admire, and I would just sit there and watch, just like how you're doing right now. And I would just sit there and watch, like loving what they're saying, but no heart, no comment, no nothing. And then another transformational leader had said on her video about what I'm saying to you right now, and it clicked for me. And I was like, she's right. Like being here, just the sheer essence of me being here. So just think about yourself, you being on camera, just the sheer essence of you being there. Now, you're not entitled. I'm not entitled, but it's nice, right? It's nice. And not only that, it's like the word camaraderie is coming to mind. It's like, I'm a master, you're a master, and it's like a fist bump. It's like that kind of camaraderie. It's like, hey, so now when I go into people's lives, who I respect, who I think, right, they're about it. I respect them. I think what they're doing is extraordinary or special or in service. I might not even say anything, but I'll just give hearts, or I might be like, thank you for your voice, or right, something. It's just like, because we out here. We out here. So for the two of you who are current, and I've had people like, for the two of you who are here, would you like to give me a heart? Would you like to say hi? Tell me who you are. I got my hair done this morning. I got up so early to get my hair done because I'm going live. I have this training. I'll say this and then I'll go. I saw the like, whoever gave me that. Who is that? So I have it's Mashika. Hi, Mashika. We've never met. How do we know each other? On Monday, I have my training. It's called Full Power for Modern Day Messiahs. Full Power for Modern Day Messiahs. That's happening 10:30 a.m. here on the business page. And if you go to the events link here on the page, you can read the details. But I'm going into, as I said already today, the three areas that are so critical for masters to master if they're really going to be walking, talking centers of gravity in the marketplace, who are moving people, who are highly profitable, who are actually able to stay in the game long enough and be in communication with their people long enough so that they actually start to have the impact that they're meant to make. So that's happening Monday at 10:30. So that's why I went to go get my hair done today versus waiting until Tuesday and getting myself up at 6:30 in the morning, which I don't normally do. Well, sometimes, but not often. I saw some of your content a while back. Okay, good. Well, hello, Mashika, because I don't think you and I have ever actually met in real life or communicated here on social media, but I'm delighted you're here. And so I'll be back here for the live training on Monday. I'm really excited about it. We currently have Facebook ads running to promote it, and just doing a lot of marketing and outreach so that masters find me and make their way here. I think that's it. So I want to reiterate, just to wrap this up. Before 6 p.m. today, if you want just the luxury branding photo shoot, okay, you'll get it for $4,000 versus the $5,000 if you sign up. And there's only one of these, by the way. There's only one. So that's that. Now, if you sign up for us to work together privately, you get that luxury branding photo shoot included only if you sign up to work privately with me by tomorrow, before 5 o'clock tomorrow. And so there's 6 months minimum up to 1 year for you and I to work together. So that investment can range anywhere from, it ranges. So that's what you can do. You can just inbox me and we'll take it from there. So remember, there's an application. So you would complete that application. I would review it. We would hop on the phone and have a conversation if it makes sense. All of that will be happening this weekend, okay? Because remember, 5 o'clock tomorrow is our deadline if we're looking at considering working together privately. The photo shoot, we don't even need to talk on the phone. We can do some inbox messaging back and forth, answer your questions, get things clear. Boom, you make your investment. Boom, you get on the calendar. Boom, we get on the phone to discuss your 3 looks that you're going to have, to discuss your 3 looks and consulting you on how to really show up on camera in this whole new way with your refined voice, the message you're bringing forth, and like having that message in your body, hot, ready to go, so that when you look into the camera doing your photos, when you know, your presence, your posture, that people feel you and they know that it's the new you, the you as a master. So you inbox me. That's the next step. Whether you're looking at private or you're looking at the photo shoot, the next step is for you to inbox me. And for those of you who are going to be joining me on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific for the live training, I look forward to that. And thank you so much for being here. If you have watched this all the way through, my goodness, kudos to you. So I'm going to go eat my cranberry orange scone now and sit back and relax because I've put in quite some work this Sunday afternoon. And so this is a working weekend for me. So I'm on standby for those of you who will be inboxing me now. So take action now. I look forward to that one person who's going to be in Milan, Italy with their photo shoot. It's a big damn deal. It's a big deal. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.